Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Volume 2, Episode 2 of Rwby. Last we see our new people. We got Mercury, we got Emerald, we had Cinderfall come in the end. We find out that Roman isn't the leader I thought he was. It seems like Cinder is at least calling the shots more so than the main four. I don't know how long we're going to be with these people. Maybe we're with them a while, but I feel like some are expendable. I feel like some of them we needed to get to a certain point, and we could kind of do away with them right now. But besides that, the first episode with our core four and the side characters, as I call them, which aren't really being side characters anymore. They're pretty much in every episode that I remember. We got Petra, and we got Nora, Lyran, Jean-Luc. It's John Arc. But either way, they just got into a giant food fight, and they destroyed everything, and Glenda and Ozpin were just like, hey, I don't know if it's just like ridiculous shit happens in this world of fantasy, or if they just feel pity for these girls that at a young age are going to have to be huntresses and fight off grim-like creatures. We didn't really see any of that in the first episode. We just fought each other, kind of went toe-to-toe, saw what each other were capable of, and I guess it just kind of ended with the bad guys doing their thing. We went in the shop, the guy that looked like a Wolverine kind of guy, but I mean, like, all that didn't really amount to anything yet. We just know that dust isn't really what we're focusing on anymore, even though we have a shitload of it, and I'm just going to jump in. If you guys are noticing, we're still just going to do the one episode thing. I'm going to do two more like that. So we're going to have episode 1, 2, and 3 all separate. This one is about 13 minutes. So like I said, with the intro and exit, it ends up being 20-25 minutes, even without doing extras. And I feel like that's good, but we're going to do the first 3 like that. And then by that time, I will take a break and we'll have the consensus in the comments of what people think, whether we should double up and do 2. That'd be more like a 35-minute thing. It does seem like it goes up quite easily without the edit, even with the music. I even threw the music up. I thought I had a problem with the first one, but if for some reason the second one went up without a hitch. So, if you want to see them way ahead, Patreon link in the description. You'll see these in full, probably at least a good handful of episodes ahead, 4 or 5 episodes ahead. They're coming out way more often over there. It was a Patreon exclusive that just kind of happened to come up on YouTube, and I really enjoy it, and I wanted to talk to people about it. So, check it out over there. Other things too: Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Purse of Vengeance, Legend of Korra, Campaign 2 of Critical Role, hundreds of movies and shows. Check in the description for the link for Patreon. If not, Volume 2, Episode 2, Rwby.
There's a point where it tips, there's a point where it breaks, there's a point where it bends, and a point where it's time to say goodbye to the things for love and the things again. Time seems to fly, break every line, and it's all the damn things we always knew.
Why do I feel like I'm not as loud as emotion? I almost feel like I gotta turn it up. Good. I mean, look at what's going on here. I just want to make sure. Either way, it looks alright. I feel like when I do certain volumes, like, look at this. Look at this shot.
Ironwood certainly loves bringing his work.
That was a
wherever he
hell of a
travels.
long shot
Well,
into the tower.
Running an academy and a military makes him a busy man. But yes, those are a bit of an eyesore. Come in.
Beep, beep.
Ozpin,
Hello, General.
General.
please drop the formalities.
Oh my god, I thought he had robot legs.
It's been too long. And Glinda, it has certainly been too long since we last met.
Oh, James. I'll be outside.
She looks thrilled.
Well, she hasn't changed a bit.
So, what in the world has brought you all the way down from Atlas? Headmasters don't typically travel with their students for the Vital Festival?
Well, you know
The
how much I love
Vital
Vale this time of
Festival
year.
is coming up, that's
Besides,
right.
With you hosting, I thought this might be a good opportunity for us to catch up.
I can certainly appreciate
That's a
quality time
crazy
between
tower.
friends. However, the small fleet outside my window has me somewhat concerned.
Well, concern is what brought them here.
I understand travel between kingdoms has become increasingly difficult.
Oz, you and I both know why I brought those men.
We are in a time of peace. Shows of power like this are just going to give off the wrong impression.
But if what Crow said is true, then...
If what Crow said is true, then we will handle it tactfully.
That was the last thing we
It's
saw
vital
on the
festival.
iPad.
A time to celebrate unity and peace.
Q-U-R-O.
So I suggest you not scare people by transporting hundreds
Q-R-O-W.
of soldiers halfway across the continent.
I'm just being cautious.
As am I. Which is why we will continue to train the best huntsmen and huntresses we can.
Believe me, I am.
I don't know why I spelled it so horribly. I just started spitting
Ask
out
yourself
words,
this.
letters.
Do you honestly believe your children can win a war?
Yes, we're awesome. You have a boo-boo on your head. I don't know where it came from, but
I hope they never have to.
Ozpin and his giant clock tower. Save the clock tower.
Alright.
We're in our original gear. We spent the last episode in our school clothes.
Prepare your kingdom for battle. Bring it on. I deploy the Elysian Air Fleet. Looks like I get to fly right over your Ursa and attack your walls directly.
You fiend!
And since Atlas is part of Mantle, my repair time only lasts 1 turn.
Pretty sneaky, sis. But you just activated my trap card.
Oh my god,
Giant
it actually looked like
Nevermore.
magic. The giant
If I roll a
Nevermore.
7 or higher, fatal feathers will slice your fleet in 2.
But if you roll a 6 or lower,
It's a
the Nevermore
Magic
will
the
turn on your own
Gathering
forces.
game.
That's just a chance I'm willing to take.
Weiss is gonna kill all of you. X-Ray and Ivan? What is that? X-Ray and Vav? Does that say Vav? I don't know what that says at all. Silence?
No.
Well, Weiss, it's your turn.
I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
Okay.
Look,
I
it's
thought
easy.
either Weiss was
You're
going to be
playing as
really
Vacuo, which
good
means
or
all
know absolutely
Vacuo-based
nothing.
cards come with a bonus.
She
That
knows
sounds
nothing.
dumb.
See, you've got Sandstorm, Desert Scavenge. Oh, Resourceful Raider. See, now you can take Ruby's discard air fleet and put it in
Ruby
your
is
hand.
crying
Okay.
her
And since
eyes out.
Vacuo warriors have an endurance boost against natural hazards, you could use Sandstorm to disable my ground forces and simultaneously infiltrate my kingdom. Just know that I will not forget this declaration of war.
And that means
You're just 3 moves away from conquering Remnant.
Oh,
yes, fear the almighty
She will
power of my
rule Remnant.
forces. Cower as they pillage your homes and weep as they take your children from your very arms.
Trap card.
Huh?
Your armies have been destroyed.
I hate this game of emotions we play.
the
strong whites
swings
will
in
make
this
it through
game are
this
unreal.
together. Shut up! Don't touch me.
All right, Blake, you're up.
I love that Ruby jumped into her lap.
Sorry, what am I doing?
You're playing as Vale, trying to conquer the kingdoms of Remnant.
I bet you she's
Right.
Hey,
just
can I play?
awesome
Sorry, John,
already.
we've already got 4 people.
I feel like Blake's gonna
Besides,
do
this
really
game
good now.
requires a certain level of tactical cunning that I seriously doubt you
Yeah,
possess.
Jean Arc.
You attacked your own naval
you're
fleet 2
not,
turns ago.
You're not smart
Bring it
enough
on,
for
Ice
this.
Queen.
Go
I'll
away.
have you know that I've been told I'm a natural-born leader.
By who? Your mother?
And Pyrrha.
Hello again.
And Pyrrha.
Come
Pyrrha
on,
is
let me
very
play your
kind.
hand for a turn.
I'm not
Very
trusting
kind
you
is
as the good
Pyrrha.
citizens of
A favorite.
Vacuo.
Why not? You've trusted me with way more important stuff before. I mean, you told us all that Blake is secretly a
Fun-loving person whom we all admire and respect.
Right. That.
Great, Jean.
Ladies,
Why don't you
enjoy
just
the
go
battle.
sit down?
Hey, son.
Ruby, Yang, Blake, Ice Queen.
Why does everyone keep calling me that?
The ice
I never got a chance to formally introduce you to my old friend.
Aren't libraries for reading?
Thank you.
Pancakes!
Shut up, don't be a nerd.
Lyron,
Intellectual, okay?
Nora.
Thank you. I'm Neptune.
So Neptune.
Neptune.
Where are you from?
Not
Haven.
Neptune. Neptune.
And I don't believe
I don't know
I'll
why I
cut
said
your
it like
name.
that, but that's his
Snow
name.
Angel.
I'm Weiss.
Is he from the planet?
Pleasure to meet you.
I never took you as the board game playing type.
I love how he is just
Well,
always
I think I'm done
rippling
playing
abs
Rooby.
in my
see
face.
you
But I
guys
love his
later.
character, honestly. So, hey, good job with your rippling abs.
Women.
Nora, they're all so good. Like, I love little attention to detail, things like that in the background that have nothing to do with what's going on. Nora is always
Well,
chiming in.
This has certainly
I
been
dig
an
it.
eventful evening.
I enjoy it.
I'm sure that after a night of thwarting attempted robbery, you probably just want to go home and take a nap. But I was hoping that maybe we could have a chance to talk.
Of course.
Wonderful. As you know,
Definitely
in
a
order
little
to enroll at
lever
my
there,
academy,
obviously.
students must first pass a rigorous entrance exam. Most applicants spend years of preparation training at one of the many combat schools around the world. You are one of the few who did not. And you passed the exam with flying colors.
I was raised outside the kingdoms. If you can't fight, you can't survive.
Well, you have most certainly
Born
survived.
warrior.
I admire your drive, and I am proud to run a school that accepts individuals from all walks of life. Rich, poor, human, faunus.
Oh, he actually said it. I was like, is he
Why
going to
do you
say
wear
it?
that
Or is he
boldly?
just...
Why hide who you are?
You may be willing to accept the faunus, Professor Ozpin, but your species is not.
True, but we are continuing to take strides to lessen the divide.
With all due respect, you need to start taking some larger strides. Until then, I'd rather avoid any unnecessary attention. I want people to see me for who I am, not what I am.
And what are you?
I don't understand what you're asking.
How did you know the White Fang would be at the shipyard tonight?
I didn't. I just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
You wouldn't have been the first. But what happened tonight
Are
was
you
not an
drawn to
isolated
it?
incident. I may be your headmaster, but I am also a huntsman. And it is my sworn duty to protect this world from the forces that conspire against it. Blake, are you sure there is nothing else you would like to tell me?
I'm sure.
Does she
Very
get
well. Thank you for your time.
like a
Ms.
sensation or
Belladonna.
drawn to it? Like an
If you ever need
urge?
to talk to me, please don't hesitate.
He
to
seems
ask.
like a good dude. I've said Ozpin, if anything, seems like he goes
should've
above and
never let him
beyond
play.
for his people,
You're just mad because
his
the new guy
students.
beat you. See, if you had just attacked when I told you, none of this would have happened. Stop.
Collaborate and listen.
Lately, you've been quiet, antisocial, and moody.
Have you met Blake?
Which I get is kind of your thing, but you've been doing it more than usual. Which, quite frankly, is unacceptable. You made a promise to me, to all of us, that you would let us know if something was wrong. So, Blake Belladonna, what is wrong?
Where have I seen that? What is that from? Surfing or something? Something skateboarding maybe? I've seen that in a movie.
just-
a real like
I don't
some
understand
people
how
doing
everyone
that.
can be so calm.
Not that it's that crazy.
You're still thinking about Torchwick?
Mine.
Torchwick, the White Fang, all of it. Something big is happening and no one is doing anything about it.
Ozpin told us not to worry.
We're
Between the
preparing.
police and the huntsman, I'm sure they could handle it.
Well, I'm not. They don't know the White Fang like I do.
So we'll move a little
Okay,
faster.
between blowing up nightclubs, stopping thieves, and fighting for freedom, I'm sure the three of you think you're all ready to go out and apprehend these ne'er-do-wells. Who? But let me once again be the voice of reason. We're
what?
students. We're not ready to handle this sort of situation. Well, yeah, but we're not ready.
And we may never be ready. Our enemies aren't just gonna sit around and wait for graduation day. They're out there, somewhere, planning their next move, and none of us know what it is, but it's coming, whether we're ready or not.
I think she's just taking it a little
All
more
in favor
personal.
of becoming the youngest hunters to single-handedly bring down a corrupt organization conspiring against the Kingdom of Vale, say aye. Yes!
I love it when you're feisty.
Well, I suppose it could be fun. None of you said aye.
All right
I-
then, we're in this together.
Let's hatch a plan. Yeah! I left my board game in the library. We're doomed. I'll be right back.
Did she run into the camera?
Sorry.
She ran into the
Are you
camera.
okay?
I know
I'm
it's
fine.
not.
Just watch where you're going.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Mercury and Emerald are
I'm Ruby.
students.
Are you
Look at
new?
those.
Visiting from Haven, actually.
Ruby gotta recognize.
Ooh, you're here for the festival. Oh, but exchange students have their own dormitory.
I guess we just got turned
They
around.
got some cool outfits.
Don't worry, it happens
Very,
all the
very
time.
awesome.
Your building is just east of here.
Thanks. Maybe we'll see you around.
Yeah,
I mean, she
maybe.
is
Oh,
dressed
and welcome
normal.
to Beacon.
That's an ending if I ever saw one.
Come at me and you'll see.
All right, everybody, that is it for episode 2 of Volume 2 Ruby. So we get Mercury and Emerald and Cinder Falls into the school now. They're students. They looked a little older than us, but I guess they could blend in. I mean, what is the cap on students in the school? It is more like a college for super-powered people. So I guess you could be all ages to a certain extent. Either way, they're now part of the school. I'm surprised Rwby didn't immediately recognize her, but Cinder was dressed normal and just had some dark hair. She wasn't glowing in her eyes or anything like that. I guess it's possible she could have slipped by, and Rwby is young, and I don't know. They were being attacked, and Glenda was there, but I don't know. I can't remember how much Rwby saw of her. That's right, it was kind of shadowed. She kind of was in that plane with Roman. I'm talking back episode 1 of season 1, volume 1. She was shadowed. You could barely see her. I barely recognized her when we had the after credit scene, so understandable. But now we're back in our normal clothes. We're all trying to figure out what to do. I understand why Blake is taking it more personally, because she is a faunus, and apparently they did not have it so well. I feel like the faunus had it the worst. I don't feel like it. It's pretty obvious they seem like they had it the worst of anybody. Everyone treats them like garbage, like they're the lower class people, lower class citizens. And she's thinking time is of the essence. We are over here like dragging our feet, trying to get better. But I mean, Weiss was right too. Weiss is like, do you really think you're ready to go out there and just tackle anything? We should prepare better. What good is it rushing out there if we're all just going to die because we're unprepared? So I get both sides. But I like that we're speaking and communicating, because you want people to know, like, listen, let's not screw around. Let's not play games. We're over here literally playing games, Magic, The Gathering kind of game. But I dig it. I like that kind of stuff. But I think that's what she's saying. I think she's thinking, why are we over here wasting time playing these games? Like, we are literally facing dire straits. Oh, we met Neptune. Neptune is the friend of Sun Wukong. And I don't think we got his name in the last one. If we did, he was going to the mess hall or the cafeteria room to introduce himself, and that's when all the food fighting crap happened in episode 1. I don't think he ever said his name. He looks and reminds me of somebody. I don't know, like, I'm thinking like the Rocketeer or something, but I know that's not it. We didn't really learn much about him, but he seems like he'll be an interesting character. I already love Sun Wukong. I'm very curious, and whenever we meet a new character, that's the first thing I think of. Very curious to see what their abilities are, because all of them have very unique weaponry that turns into 20,000 different things and does all sorts of craziness. And just when I think it's reached its limits of insanity, it does something else, and it probably has 3 more levels beyond that. So I'm going to jump into the next one. You guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see these in full, probably way ahead, maybe even onto volume 3 already if you're seeing this on YouTube. Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, The Legend of Korra, Death Note, My Hero Academia, Toriko. Hundreds of movies and shows. We just finished Chucky Season 3, and lots of other things are coming. Check in the description for the link for Patreon. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.